The US dollar.
If you want to understand how the world really works, subscribe to America Unlocked.
You start to see how the system really works.
Now think about the world before all of this. Every country had its own money.
Trade was messy.
Sometimes unreliable.
Every deal carried risk. And uncertainty slowed everything down.
So the world needed something better. Not just money, a system.
Then something changed.
In 1944, countries met to redesign the global economy.
I reviewed these figures, but Section 4 contradicts the projection.
Let's verify the dates against the initial draft.
But what they decided there
Would shape the next century.
They agreed on a new system. One where everything connected to a single standard.
And that standard
Was the US dollar.
Because at that moment,
the United States had something no one else did.
A strong economy.
stable infrastructure.
And massive gold reserves. So the deal was simple. Other currencies would connect to it.
And the dollar would be backed by gold. And once the system started,
Trade became easier.
Faster.
more predictable.
And systems began forming around it. Banks,
Institutions,
global agreements,
all connected.
around one system.
but
things really changed.
Energy.
Oil became essential.
And it needed to be traded. But here's the key detail.
Most of it was priced in US dollars.
Which meant if you wanted oil, you needed dollars.
And that changed everything. Then something shifted.
The link between the dollar and gold was about to break.
And by the 1970s, that connection was gone. The dollar was no longer backed by gold. At first.
That should have broken everything.
But it didn't.
The system kept running.
Trade kept moving.
Energy kept flowing.
Because by that point,
The system was already built.
and everything depended on it. It wasn't about gold anymore. It was about trust.
And once that trust existed,
The system locked itself in place. And it became global. Today,
The dollar is everywhere.
in global trade,
in financial markets,
In international deals. Even in places that don't use it directly, are still connected to it. And what that really means is that the dollar isn't just money.
its influence.
Because when systems run through your currency,
You shape how those systems operate. Not completely.
but enough to matter. And yes,
Others are trying to build alternatives.
but replacing something this big
Is not simple.
Because it's not just about money.
it's about the system behind it.